The guy on the receiving end of that play joins us right now on the Fan Hotline, brought to you by Nemacolin. Around every corner, Nemacolin creates real-life magic for guests. And that is the wide receiver with the fourth most touchdown receptions from Big Ben in Steelers history, and that is Mike Wallace. Mike, what do you remember about that walk-off touchdown against the Packers, my man?
I just remember it was surreal. It was crazy because I had never had a play like that in my career. So I just remember Trey Essex. I just remember him like celebrating Heinz Ward, the first person I see after. It was just crazy. It was like day before Christmas or something like that.
Yeah.
So it was 2 days before Christmas. It was one of the best moments of my life.
Did you know the ball was coming to you on that play, Mike?
Nah, honestly, I thought I actually didn't. I didn't think I was gonna get the ball. Ben said he was gonna throw the ball, but I didn't believe it. I was a rookie. They had Santonio, they had Hines, they had Heath. I was fourth in the pecking order, so I didn't think I was gonna get the ball at that moment, honestly. Was that like an improvisational play, like so many of the great Ben plays, Mike, or was that one drawn up in the huddle? Yeah, it was drawn up, but I just had to go routes on the outside.
Yeah.
So it was just one of those moments where I looked back and the ball was in the air.
We're talking to Mike Wallace here on 93.7 The Fan. Mike, it's funny, when our listeners found out we were going to have you on, one of the things that, this is kind of off topic a little bit, but one of the questions we got from a listener was, hey, ask Mike Wallace, in his prime, was he faster than Tyreek Hill?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, I would have got her.
You put the two fingers up, the deuces up when you run by him, too, just to rub it in a little bit, Mike?
Man, they're not even going to be close enough for the deuces.
I love it.
That's what I do.
Absolutely. So tell us about your relationship with Roethlisberger a little bit. You sent out a tribute video to him yesterday. It's clear that even though you didn't spend your entire career with the Steelers, that Ben still means a lot to you, huh?
Yeah, that's my guy, man. I wouldn't be where I am today without Ben. My family wouldn't be where they are today without Ben. So, I'm forever, indebted to Ben, and that's my guy. Best quarterback I've ever had in my life. So,
what was your favorite quality about him as a quarterback, Mike?
Just really his toughness, honestly. I never felt in the game that we were going to lose. Like, obviously we didn't win all games, but I never felt like we were going to lose a game when we had been in there ever. Like, no matter the score, it was his confidence, and just, he led by example when it comes to toughness and just, resiliency. He was one of those guys. And that was my favorite thing about him, honestly, just how tough he was.
You still keep in touch with him?
Get his nose broke.
Yeah, that's right, against the Ravens. That was crazy. He was like coming out of a faucet, all that blood.
Yeah,
after that play.
I know I would have been done. So I don't know. I wouldn't coming back in the game like that. So for him to do that, man, that was crazy. And he's our quarterback. That's a quarterback. It's not like he's the O-line, D-line, linebacker, no hard-nosed position like that. He's the quarterback in doing that. So that was just something I always appreciated about him.
Yeah, not one of these diva quarterbacks that would complain to the refs after any kind of small hit. You know what I mean?
Nah, man. Ben's earned everything that he gets coming his way, like as far as just the rest that he needs for his body. Because I've seen him get hit hard a lot of times and just push linemen down. I've seen him stiff on Terrell Suggs. I've seen him do some tough things out there. So everything he has, all the rest that he's about to get, he deserves it.
Mike Wallace, our guest here on The Fan, talking about Ben Roethlisberger and more. I'll tell you one of the things that I liked among the many tributes and congratulatory messages that got sent his way, Mike, was that even Antonio Brown sent him one. And we know that
we have love for Ben, man. Like, that situations happen in football, and things happen. It's life. Nobody's perfect. You just go through it, and how it turns out, it turns out. But at the end of the day, we know what Ben was to us. All of us know what he was. He was a great guy, and the quarterback he was. I don't care who you play with. You're going to always appreciate Ben. No matter where you go at in life, like, no matter, even if y'all don't see eye to eye all the time, you have to appreciate what he's done because he's just that type of guy. He's that type of quarterback.
Well, I bring that up because I hope someday, because you want great players that created great memories to like each other, I would like to think, based on what I saw yesterday, that maybe someday those two guys can patch things up. You know what I mean, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. I don't think it's nothing that big, honestly.
Okay.
You know, we're in an era where the media blows a lot of things up, and you might have a certain feeling. Just because I feel some type of way about something don't mean I hate you or I don't like you.
Mm-hmm.
I just might not like that situation, or I might not like what happened right there. So, you know, we're in a times where, you know, social media is gonna blow a lot of stuff up. The internet, the TV, just the coverage of stuff now is a lot different from back when even we started first playing. You know, they didn't have all of the stuff that they have now to create the drama and the different stuff that they have. So I don't think there's no hate between any of them, honestly. You know, sometimes you just move on in life, man. I think that's just what happens.
Mike Wallace, former Steelers wide receiver, created some great moments with Ben Roethlisberger over the years, is our guest here on 93.7 The Fan. Mike, I can tell, speaking of social media, that you still watch a lot of games, not just the Steelers, but the NFL.
Yeah, I love football.
Yeah, man. Art Rooney just came out a few minutes ago, actually, and talked about what's next at the quarterback position. And, you know, he's saying mobility, a mobile quarterback is the wave of the future, that's something the Steelers franchise really has to think about with their next quarterback. Does Mike Wallace agree with that?
Oh, definitely. That's just the way. I don't really, honestly, unless it's like Tom Brady, Ben was still there. I don't know too many quarterbacks that's not mobile. You know, like nowadays, that's just what it is. Like even if you're not the fastest, everybody's not gonna be Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, Josh Allen. You're not. Right. Everybody's not gonna move that fast. But I don't see too many sitting duck quarterbacks to where they can't move. You know, Tom Brady is probably the last one left, and you know we all know who he is. So, you know, he's a different type of breed. But he's the. I don't know too many quarterbacks who can't move. Like that's just the way that the world is going, you know, with the workouts and stuff that these guys are getting at young ages, and, you know, everybody's have personal trainers, so everybody's working on speed, even from a kid. So even if you're not the fastest guy no more, no quarterback like that, probably within the last 4 or 5 years that's been taking the NFL is slow, like that can't move. Everybody is mobile. Everybody, like I said, everybody's not going to be Kyler Murray, but everybody can move. That's just the wave. That's definitely the wave of the future.
Mike, how about for the Steelers taking a quarterback in the first round? How would you feel about that idea if they used that 20th pick on one of these young quarterbacks that's out there in this year's draft? How would that sit with Mike Wallace, a former Steeler?
I think they just need to do what's best for the team as far as they feel that they have a guy out there to pull the trigger on for sure. I watch football, but I'm not really, you know, I'm not a big college draft guy.
Okay, gotcha.
Like that, so I don't know exactly what quarterbacks. I mean, you know, I'm rapping for the Ole Miss Rebels, so I know our quarterback was pretty good.
Yeah, tell us about Corral a little bit, Mike. You think if that was the pick, that you'd be okay with that, Matt Corral?
Definitely. I think I like him. But you know, it's not for me to like him.
Yeah.
I think he's a good quarterback. I think wherever he goes, he's going to be successful. The Steelers organization, obviously, one of the best ones you could go into as a rookie. I don't care what position you're playing. So, I mean, if they feel like they have one that's in the draft that's worth it, I heard Pitt has a pretty good quarterback.
They do, Kenny Pickett. Yep.
Yeah. I only seen him like once this year with the fake slide. I seen that in the bowl game. Other than that, I didn't really see too much of him, but I've been hearing good things about him. So if they feel like they have somebody there, but otherwise, I think they need to worry about that O-line first.
Okay. So you, obviously watching the Steelers this year, you think the blocking is the thing they got to really focus in on.
Definitely, especially, you know, if you're going to bring in a young quarterback, you're going to have to be able to protect them. But I think the Steelers O-line got better as the year went by, honestly. You know, they started off a little bit slow, but I think they got better as the year went. But, you know, you can never have too many offensive linemen.
Yeah.
So I think that I would go that way if they didn't have a quarterback, because I think their defense, you know, is pretty good already.
Mike, how about some of these crazy ideas with quarterbacks? You get down with them, like the Aaron Rodgers rumors and Russell Wilson.
I love them.
You do?
Man, listen, the Steelers are already a team, I think, that's ready to go. So, you know, a young quarterback, if you could get one, of course. But if I'll never pass on Aaron Rodgers. Not even, and I tried my best not to like Aaron Rodgers after we lost to him in the Super Bowl, but he's just so great that, like, you can't deny him. He's just that great. Like I said, he beat us in the Super Bowl, so that, like, I'm gonna always have something against him. But I like him even after all of that because he's just that good. You know, he has that undeniable, like, you can't do too much about what he got going on type of talent. So
Well, that's what, there are a lot of Steelers fans even that are calling the guy a choke artist because he hasn't been back to the Super Bowl. It's been so long. He's had some playoff losses, but, I mean, he's proven he can win it. I mean, not to bring up bad memories, but he was great in that playoff running against you guys in that Super Bowl.
You talking about Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is a baller, though, man. Like, it's not about him. I don't think it's ever really about him winning. Losing games, honestly, Aaron Rodgers is going to come to play. It's about what's around him and is everybody else playing.
Yeah.
Because he's going to play. Like, Aaron Rodgers is great. But he's still one player out there. He's going to do his job. I know you don't have to worry about him if he come there. Like, that's going to be he's definitely a guy who I feel like can put the team over the top and into the Super Bowl. There's no question. He's the best in the game. He's going to be the MVP again right now,
And it feels like there's already a mutual respect there between him and Tomlin. They've both have said very, very complimentary things about each other. Almost have gone out of their way to do that, Mike.
Yeah, definitely. But that's what type of guy Tomlin is, though. He's a player's coach. I don't know too many players that don't like Mike Tomlin.
Interesting. Let me ask you, because we're talking to Mike Wallace, you obviously did so much in the NFL as a wide receiver, put up big numbers, had great memories with Ben. When you look at the current Steelers wide receivers, what do you see, Mike? I mean, not to be mean about these guys, but if you were going to coach them up and look at them critically, when you examine the wide receivers that they have, what do you think?
I think they're young, but they have a lot of great potential. I mean,
okay.
If we're looking for future wide receivers, I think Deontay is, he can definitely be a number one. Claypool, he can be a number one, but they just have to have, even though when we were there, we were young. We had Hines for my first few years, but even after Hines, we still were leaders. I was a leader, AB was a leader, he was a leader. We were young, so we did it in different ways. We wasn't the real rally the team up, but we were you could count on us. For sure you could count on us when it's time. We gonna ball out. We held each other accountable, all three of us. So I'm not in their room, so I don't know what they're doing there, but that's what I think. Somebody got to just take the lead and just be this is my room, and this is how we going to do things. So as long as they get some good leadership, and I think Deontay is going into that role to where he can be doing that.
Yeah.
He's at that age now. Before, you have Juju in the room. I don't know what they're going to do there. But Juju was, he got hurt this year. That would have been a leader. He was the guy who was the oldest in the room to be their leader. But now, I don't know which way they'll go with that. But if Juju's not there next year, I think Deontay is at the age and experience level where he's put up some numbers and he's made some plays now to where he can be that guy and be vocal and grab Claypool and look, this is what we're gonna do. Just hold each other accountable. We're gonna have fun for sure. That's why we out here. But at the same time, we have to be. They got to be able to count on us. We can't be doing crazy stuff at crazy time.
Mike, I think they need, don't take this disrespectfully, I think they need someone like you. I'm not saying that they need, I'm not saying that someone as fast as you per se.
Right.
But I think they need someone to stretch the defense and take the top off the defense to complement the wide receivers that they have.
For sure. They definitely need one of those. And, Washington's not going to be that. But I think they have big playability. I think Claypool can be a big play guy, and I think that Washington was, but he just never really,
never really fit here.
Yeah,
weird.
But I think he's a hell of a player. Honestly, I still think he can play, but they do need that. They do need somebody where that's just gonna back the defense up, and then you can work underneath and mid area when you get Deontay and you get Claypool for the jump balls and things like that. If he goes to work on that, man, he's gonna be a problem.
Yeah,
because I think he has every tool in the box to be. A great wide receiver. I don't see why. He's 6'3", 6'4", about 230. He can jump.
Yep.
He can run. He has the tools. He just, they just have to put them together. Like I say, him and Deontay need to get together this off season and just become savage. It's like this is what we're doing. This is how we moving. This is what's gonna be. Just them two hold each other accountable, and then whoever else they got that they bring them along, and whatever quarterback they get to work with them ASAP.
Mike,
Aaron Rodgers, though, you're gonna see a different room. I can tell you that right now.
I hope so.
Those guys not even gonna look like the same players.
Man, I got my fingers crossed. I know the Steelers don't like to give up.
Close to Devontae.
Oh, look, I know they don't like. I know they don't like to give up draft picks, Mike. I know they don't like to trade the draft picks, but I hope that they do for Rodgers. And I think he might want to come here too.
He's about 38.
Yeah, he's a year younger than Ben, year and a half younger.
But his arm is so live still. I think he has like that Tom Brady type of arm. That's where it's like, 6, 7 years down the line, he still might be the same way. I don't see him like, he doesn't have like the Drew Brees arm or the surgery and stuff to that where his arm is just about to fizzle out that fast. I don't see it. His accuracy is better than ever right now. And A-Rod don't take that many hits. He know how to get rid of the football.
Absolutely. Where are you these days, Mike?
I'm in Texas.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm down in Texas now.
Now, did you grow up down there, or you just settled in there after your playing days were over?
Yeah, I just settled in here. I'm from New Orleans.
Okay.
But, still down south, still close enough to get back home, but I like it out here.
And you're not watching Cowboys games every weekend. You're still focusing on the Steelers, right?
No, I live in Houston, so they actually forced me to watch Texans games.
Oh.
Like, that's the one that come on TV. But I have the different sports packages and stuff like that, so I still get to see the Steelers games for sure.
All right, Mike. Hey, you made some memorable magic with Ben, and we appreciate you coming on to talk about a little bit of that in the Steelers' future. Okay, buddy?
All right, no problem.
There you go. Mike Wallace, former Steelers wide receiver.